Hey there, CutieinCosplay here. Welcome to part 2 of my Dreamcast game collection. If you haven't seen it already, check out part 1, it's in my video list. So yeah, let's just jump right into it, the rest of my Dreamcast game collection. Alright, to start us off, I've got Sega Bass Fishing, which if you've played the Animal Crossing series, you know that this is Animal Crossing's lesser known second name. Damn you, sea bass! Also, please take a good long moment with me to appreciate this gem of a cover. It is definitely top contender for the best Dreamcast cover. This fish is amazing. Anyway, I also have a fancy little controller for fishing on the Dreamcast. Honestly, like, I would never play a fishing game just on its own, but a controller like this would tempt me. But also I really enjoy it in like random games for some reason, like Red Dead 2. I would have paid good money to have a controller like this. That fishing was pretty difficult in that. So yeah, great controller, I just kind of want to spin it all day. Also, let me know if you guys are interested in a video just about controllers across my consoles, because I have some pretty funky ones. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you're interested in that. Getting back to the games, I have Spec Ops 2 Omega Squad, Conflict Zone, and Shenmue. So going back and playing this version after playing the HD versions, I do find it a little bit difficult, and the main issue is the load times. So every time you go into a building, it ends up loading for a bit. On the HD versions, it was quick. So I think on the Dreamcast, it's like a little over 10 seconds of load time, and it doesn't ruin the game or like completely take away from it, but it's just something that I couldn't help but notice. Other than that, it's still just as great as I remember it. I also enjoy the novelty of changing discs when you finish one. I always think that's kind of fun. Next up, I've got Surf Rocket Racers, Championship Surfer, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. So I don't know why I have 3. I feel like just they've been quietly sitting in my collection multiplying for some reason. But yeah, I just have 3 for some reason. I found it pretty funny going through my games and like just finding out that I had 3 of them, and there's just no space in my memory that can provide an answer of where they came from. Anyway, Tony Hawk Pro Skater, it's a fun series. I'm really not a fan of skateboarding in video games or in real life, but I won't deny how fun these games are. Alright, next I've got Demolition Racer No Exit, Crazy Taxi 2, and I do have a second copy of Crazy Taxi 2, and then I have Echo the Dolphin. So I would really like it if Echo the Dolphin could get an HD remake. I think that would be awesome. But besides that, Echo the Dolphin is just like such a unique concept for a game, like a dolphin fighting aliens to save the Earth is such a weird idea, but I'm here for it. I really enjoy it. I do think it's a pretty difficult game, and to be honest, I don't think I'll ever beat any of the Echo games without like cheats or saves, but yeah, just despite that, I really just enjoy swimming around and listening to the beautiful music. That's a nice time. And some of the stages are pretty terrifying for a game about a dolphin. It's very deceptive. Next I've got Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Rogue Spear, Tokyo Extreme Racer 2, Max Steel Covert Missions, and Evil Dead Hail to the King. So, Evil Dead, unfortunately, not a good game. It's a Resident Evil clone, but it's got bad combat and enemies that spawn infinitely, just not really a great time. Still, I do think that they should take another shot at this, because Evil Dead would really make for like an awesome Resident Evil type game. I'd love to see that, especially since I've been enjoying the series so much more and like getting into it lately. I think this would be really cool. Next up, I've got Dinosaur, World Series Baseball 2K1, and then I also have that in a Sega All-Stars version, and 18-wheeler American Pro Trucker. So for 18-wheeler, I really never thought playing a game with a big truck would be fun or enjoyable, but here we are. I don't know why, but I really enjoy this game. It's just good, simple trucking. Next up, I've got NFL Blitz 2001, Ultimate Fighting Championship, NHL 2K, and Daytona USA. So anytime that I go to like a fun center that has an arcade and they happen to have a Daytona machine, I always have to play it at least once. I enjoy the music, I like the colorful graphics, it's a nice time, good experience. Next up I have The Grinch, 102 Dalmatians, Puppies to the Rescue, Tennis 2K2, and Jet Grind Radio, but let's be honest, Jet Set Radio is the far superior name. So for Jet Set, I really wish that this series was more popular. I want to see more of it. The series really deserves more games. It's so much fun, like just jumping around, like grinding on things, and I just always have a good time with it. I prefer the sequel on Xbox, but this one's good too. And yeah, I'm hoping that maybe one day we'll see a third game. Next, I've got Tomb Raider Chronicles, NBA 2K1, and this one doesn't have a cover, but I have Resident Evil 2, and Floygen Bros. So Floygen Bros is, it's another franchise that I think should have gotten more games. The best way that I can describe this game is like a brother simulator. You help your brother learn new abilities by like playing games with him and doing little quests around the like junkyard. Yeah, it's a very interesting game and one that I'd like to see done again. Yeah. The story's kind of like a Saturday morning cartoon, and I find it pretty funny. Just overall, fun game. Next, I've got Metropolis Street Racer, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, which does not have box art, or I don't have the art for the front of it, but you know, I've got the back still. World Series Baseball 2K2, and Outrigger. So Outrigger, I really enjoy arcadey gameplay, and this is about as arcadey as it gets. The characters move at a fast pace, there's lots of guns and power-ups scattered around the arena, and the graphics are nice and colorful, so all good. Next I've got Sega Marine Fishing, which is where that neat little fishing rod controller comes in handy again. Then I've got Ms. Pac-Man Maze Madness and Sega Smash Pack Volume 1. So for some reason, I really like this collection, even though the Genesis games are pretty badly emulated. The music sounds different for some of the games, but I still found it fun to play Genesis games on my Dreamcast. That was a nice experience. And the menu music is really awesome, so that's nice. Next, I've got Midway's Greatest Arcade Hits Volume 2, Unreal Tournament, and Stupid Invaders. So Stupid Invaders, I don't play many point and click games, but I find this one really funny. I really enjoyed this idea of like taking a cartoon for kids and making a game that's like a little more mature with adult humor in it. I thought that was fun. And I could really see this working for other cartoons. I think that would be interesting. Anyway, it's a really good game, but it is a little difficult to understand what to do at times, but as long as you have like a good online guide, you'll get through the game in a couple hours, no problem. Also, R.I.P. Santa.
Aww, I love little baby chickies. Ooh, served up with hot pig placenta, yum.
Next, I've got Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Shuffle, and Power Stone 2. So I can't believe we don't have a Power Stone 3 or like a Capcom crossover game using the Power Stone engine. Like, just a little let down over here. But yeah, this is basically Smash Bros, but in 3D. I really feel like this type of game could do well on current consoles, especially with guest characters. It's just a fun party type fighting game that anyone can pick up and play. Just a simple fighting game that's pretty addictive. Yeah, hopefully my footage shows the gameplay well, as I don't exactly know how to describe it, but it's just fun, to sum it up. Maybe one day we'll get another Power Stone. I'm definitely waiting for that. That would be great. Next, I've got Prince of Persia, Arabian Nights, Heavy Metal Geomatrix, and Frogger 2, Swampy's Revenge. So I've never really been a big fan of the original Frogger, but I do enjoy this one, as well as the first 3D game. There's something fun about hopping around a big level, looking for your little froggy friends, being a cute little frog. It's a good time. And last, but certainly not least, I have Seaman. So I feel like everyone needs to experience Seaman at least once in their life. It's very odd, very strange, but in a good way. I really can't believe that Sega hasn't re-released this on current consoles or on mobile devices. I think it would work so well now, and here's why. So the idea of Seaman is you get to raise fish and you can talk to them and they can get to know you and ask questions and things like that. But the issue is that you can only talk to Seaman a few times in a day before he gets bored and he won't talk to you for the rest of the day. So then you'll have to wait till you can come back the next day to talk to him and feed him and take care of the Seaman. Otherwise, like real pets, they will die, so you have to come back every single day. With that in mind, I think that it would just make a lot of sense to port the game on like mobile devices, because like everybody's carrying their phone around with them every day. It's just a quick like open up your phone, just, you know, very similar to Tamagotchis, like keep them with you, keep them alive, things like that. But yeah, I think that would be interesting to see. I would really like a little mobile Seaman. Hopefully they do that, but you know, we'll see. And that is all of my Dreamcast collection now. If you haven't seen part 1, go back to part 1, come back to part 2, and that's all my games. Yeah, I'd really like to hear, like your stories, your comments, games that you enjoyed on the Dreamcast, things like that. I particularly want to hear if you happen to have like multiple copies of a game and you don't know where they came from. I think those are always funny. Anything like that, yeah. I also wanted to add that I skip over my Sonic games in this one, and if you are interested in hearing my thoughts on them, I have a Sonic Collections video if you'd like to watch that. That's the reason why I skipped over them for this video. Otherwise, I would have talked about them all day. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed part 1 and part 2 for one whole video of Dreamcast game collection. This is the system that if I wanted to collect games, I would try to go for like a complete collection on the Dreamcast. I mean, there's so many good games that I'm missing, so many ones that I'd enjoy to have. Like, I'm a huge fan of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I'd love to have a physical copy of the Dreamcast game for that. So yeah, love the Dreamcast, love my collection, hope that maybe I'll see some growth, and I will definitely not be selling any of these games and regretting it. So yeah. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you have a great day.